Because literally, the only thing that you have to do to have no annual fee and to gain some profit on this credit card is to stay in one hotel, one night, once per year. Welcome back to the channel. This is Anthony, and today we're going to be talking about exactly why you should aspire to get the Hilton Aspire card. And this card is so amazing and such big news for me that I'm going to break out the big guns. And no, the news is not that the mortgage rates have just topped 6%, the highest we've seen in 40 years. The news is that the American Express Hilton Aspire card is one of the greatest cards of all time. That's right, because when you get the Hilton Aspire card, you have to aspire to make your dreams come true. So that's why I'm going to make my dreams come true today of being a news reporter. That's not actually my dream. My one dream, at least for this video, is to convince one person that this is the greatest credit card of all time. But without taking up too much time, let's get right into the video. So firstly, let's just address that American Express does have 3 co-branded Hilton Honors credit cards. The beginner being the Hilton Honors card with a $0 annual fee and a couple of benefits, the middle one being the Hilton Surpass card that does carry a $95 fee, and the third one, the one we're talking about today, is the Hilton Aspire card that does carry an annual fee of $450, which I know sounds like a big blow, but let me show you exactly how to mitigate that annual fee and bring it down to effectively zero with just a few things. So with this card, they're going to be giving you 150,000 Hilton Honors points after you spend $4,000 within the first 3 months of opening the card. And typically, to be conservative, I value Hilton Honors points at about 0.5 cents per point, which pretty much means 150,000 points is about $750 worth of value. Which I guess if you already factor that into the annual fee, it's already pretty much paying the annual fee for 1.5 years. And the second thing to note is that this card carries no foreign transaction fees whatsoever. Which is great to know because you'll have no extra fees tacked onto that water bottle that you spent at that Hilton property in Venice. No, not that Venice. We're talking about Venice, Italy. So now, while those perks are good and the sign-up bonus is great, let's actually talk about the main perks and why this card is so powerful. I'm too excited, so I'm just going to get right into it. Firstly, this card comes with a $250 annual resort credit, which is pretty much to be used at any Hilton property within the Hilton portfolio. And essentially what happens is every time you book a hotel, let's say you book a hotel for $250, and you pay in full with this credit card and you go through the Hilton portal, after about a week or so, you're going to get a credit back of $250, aka the resort credit. And it really doesn't matter if the hotel is $250 or $1,000, it's going to tack that $250 off the price. And maybe the hotel is only $100 and you stay for 2 nights, $200 will be tacked off and you'll still have $50 to use at any other property. And just know that you cannot save this credit every single year. It does not build up and it does expire at the end of each year. What did we just say? The annual fee was $450, right? But if you just stay in one hotel per year and get this $250 credit, you're essentially lowering that annual fee from $450 down to just $200 per year. And yeah, we're just getting started. And then secondly, you're going to be getting another $250 annual credit, but this time it's towards airline incidental fees. Now, if you have the Amex Platinum card, you know this credit very well. The airline incidental fees is anything like in-flight changes or even in-flight food and beverages. Oh. And also, don't forget that checked bags also do count towards the airline incidental fee credit, so you could use it for that as well. Which, if you've been on a JetBlue flight lately, you know that those checked bags just seem to be going up and up. Oh, that's right. Don't let me forget the airport lounges. To get those passes to get into some of those lounges, they all do also count towards the incidental fee credit, so you could use it for that as well. So hold on a second. Let's pause one more time. Are you telling me that with just those 2 credits already, I'm profiting $50 every single year with this credit card? That's right. I am telling you that, but I guess you just have to fly once per year and stay in one hotel 1 year as well. Which, to be honest, doesn't seem incredibly hard to hit, right? Oh, that's right. The only thing that's not super hard to hit is that of the like and subscribe button if you like the video so far. I have a feeling that somebody knew that was coming. And then thirdly, you're also going to be getting a $100 on-site property credit towards if you stay at the Waldorf Astoria or the Conrad. So just for those 2 hotels, none of the others in the Hilton portfolio. Now, the fourth perk that comes with this credit card is a complimentary Priority Pass membership. Which again, if you're someone who has the Amex Platinum card, you also know this benefit very well. Priority Pass is essentially giving you access to a lot of the lounges that you see at many of your airports that you go to. And often you have to pay for the extra amenities, but sometimes you can get things for free, like free food, free drinks, and of course, free relaxation while you wait for your flight. And depending on how you value Priority Pass, as in, are you a person that flies a lot? Are you a person that doesn't like to go to these lounges? Some people ascribe a $0 value, and some people ascribe all the way up to a $300 worth of value. At least personally for me, as I'm not flying too much in my life right now, I'll probably ascribe a $0 value for this, but do your own numbers at home. And fifthly, you get a lot of the perks that generally come with American Express cards like flight delay insurance and trip delay reimbursement, which pretty much means they're paying for your toiletries if you have to wait for a flight for more than 6 hours or it's delayed for more than 6 hours. Which, if nothing else, is just icing on the cake. Okay, great. So we have a profit of about $50 so far, right? So Anthony, why is this card so powerful? Why do you care so much? Let's talk about the secret hidden sixth perk that I didn't talk about yet. Now this perk I had to put all on its own because of how powerful it really can be. So what is it, Anthony? We really want to know. And that sixth perk is... with the American Express Hilton Honors Card, you're going to be getting a free weekend night certificate every single year on the card anniversary that you could pretty much use at any Hilton property in the entire world as long as it's what's considered a standard room. If you're interested, every now and again, go on the Hilton app and actually look up the types of rooms that you may want to have in the future. And you'll see a spot that tells you exactly what type of room it is, and most of the time you're going to see standard. And the definition of standard really changes from property to property, so don't be surprised if you see some rooms that are standard about $100 and some rooms that are considered a standard around $500. So at this point, let me guess, you know where I'm going with this. That's right, at least if they're telling me I could stay for free, I'm going to get the most amount of value possible. Even looking right here, you could see some hotels around $400 to $500 for a standard room. That essentially means that you could stay at some of the nicest hotels in the world completely for free just for one night every single year. But I guess do your numbers, but if you could value this anywhere between $100 and $500, you're essentially bringing that annual fee from a profit of $50 to anywhere from a profit of $150 to $550 in the first year of ownership. And we didn't even add the sign-up bonus yet. Okay, we're going to center. We're going to take it a little bit slower. We talked about all of the perks now, and now we're going to talk about all of the points back bonuses you get with this credit card as well. And there are only 3 main categories we're going to be talking about today, but like I always say, it's powerful. So starting off with the best, the first one is going to be getting 14 points per dollar spent on all Hilton properties. So that essentially means that for every $1,000 that you spend on a Hilton property, you're getting back about 14,000 Hilton Honors points, which essentially translates to about $70 worth of value. Which I would say, in my estimation, most people do spend between $500 and $1,000 every single year, so we can even add that into the annual fee as well, adding about $50 to $70 per year, which is pretty much getting a 7% return on your money. But wait, is 7% the best that this credit card can do? Actually, no, it gets a lot better. Keep watching. But wait, helping me out today, we have an expert on being a Diamond member. We're going to send it off to our other correspondent out on the field. Mr. Venture, back to you. So yes, while Hilton Diamond status usually is one of the hardest statuses to actually achieve within the credit card world, you actually gain access to it by just signing up and getting approved for this credit card. And it comes with a multitude of perks, but one specifically is points. So yes, just like Anthony said, you're going to be getting 14 points per dollar spent on all Hilton purchases through this credit card. But what they don't tell you is every time that you book a stay, it's about 10 points per dollar spent. And essentially what Diamond status does is give you double the points. So essentially 20 points per dollar spent on all Hilton properties. Which, if you add that in, and it does stack, so 20 points plus 14 points for using this credit card gives you a total of 34 points per dollar spent, essentially giving you 17% back on all of your spend. So that same $1,000 that you spend on that hotel, you're getting about $170 worth of value. And secondly, you're also going to be getting room upgrades when available at check-in. So anytime you check in after you are a Diamond member, you can in fact ask for a room upgrade and get some really nice rooms, including some executive suites, but you got to get lucky. Which, I mean, if you're always staying at hotels and constantly getting room upgrades, I mean, you technically can get hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of value if it means something to you. Thirdly, and almost lastly, you're also, as being a Diamond member, are going to get access to the lounges that are at the top of a lot of Hilton hotels, which is pretty much akin to those lounges that you would go to at those airports, except you're in a hotel, and a lot of that food ends up being free as well. And the last thing I'm going to note before I hand it off back to Anthony is that you get your own dedicated Diamond member parking spot. Back to you, Anthony. Thanks, Mr. Venture. And then the second category is you're going to be getting 7 Hilton Honors points per dollar spent on all restaurants, car rentals, and flights booked through Amex Travel. To which is not as good as the Amex Platinum, where you get 5 points per dollar spent, but it's at least a 3.5% return on your money, whereas the Platinum is about a 5% return. But if this is your first and only travel credit card, this is a doozy. And then thirdly, you're going to be getting 3 points per dollar spent everywhere else. Okay, so now let's tally up all of the money and all of the value that we actually got from this credit card, and let's pin it against the annual fee to really see just how strong this credit card really is. Okay, so let's pin this to the top, right? We have a $450 annual fee that everybody hates to see. And while being a little bit conservative of all of the total value that we could possibly get with this credit card, we still come out to a value of $1,670 in your first year of ownership, which even if we take away that sign-up bonus, we still have a value of $1,000 or even a little bit more than $1,000, depending on how you value all these credits, every single year that you own this card. And if you want to see one of the oldest videos I have out there right now, I did a full breakdown of all the American Express Hilton Honors cards, and I'll leave it in the card right over here.